Okay. So yesterday we discussed about the recording basic, right? So we have discussed about a certificate and we have discussed about how the recording works and what is the logic beyond that. Okay. So let's
Yeah.
start. So let's open JMeter.
Right.
So we'll be mostly discussing about this dummy application, webload mp2.com.
Okay.
So this is like for dummy application for testing purposes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I do with this application, right, you have to reflect or you have to do compare the same things in with your office application. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So mostly this application is kind of like a e-commerce. Just log in. Okay. So I registered already. So just log in. It's like dummy. You don't have to. I mean, while registering, you just give some dummy values. It will work.
Okay.
You get the credentials. And say you can see it's logged out, logged in. Welcome. It's given the username and it's the log out.
Problem.
Okay. Right. So just
Okay.
click on any product. Okay. And click on add to cart. Payment haven't opened. Let me refresh this. Okay. We got the cart and just will update some number and we'll do checkout. This application is very fast, but I'm not sure why this is taking a long time to load. Okay. I'll just click on log out. So the after checkout, it won't work. So just click on log out. Okay, it logged out. So this is the flow, the general e-commerce application flow, right? Log in, just do some browse some products, add to cart, make the payment, log out. Okay, similar kind of application, right? So let's. So in the JMeter, how we'll do recording first. So we don't know, right, what are the combinations required. So we'll go with the templates. File templates, recording. Okay, create. So how was our meeting yesterday?
Yeah, meeting was cancelled.
Sorry?
Meeting was cancelled.
Oh, nice. That's what you expected.
Once I'm done with this training, then I can get some relaxation.
Oh, sure. Okay, so let's go to recorder. Okay, we'll give any port number. Okay, something. Any port number. We'll just click on.
Ravi, you are doing this in JMeter, right?
Ah,
Okay. Yesterday we have done in Firefox, right? Some port settings.
no, no. This is have to do compulsory irrespective of any browser. This is a where we are making JMeter as a server.
Okay.
Once you made a server, right, then you can use any
Now,
browser to configure it.
okay. Now here we have mentioned port number as 5555, right?
Mm.
So now do we need to go to internet settings or Firefox settings and do some portals?
Ah,
Portal. We need to change portal number there
no,
or no?
no, no.
Okay.
See, right now my server is running on this port number. So wherever I want to capture my APIs, I need to give this port number only.
Okay.
Okay, server is running on this 5555, right? Right. As we discussed, now JMeter server should point to any browser so that JMeter will capture it. So how it will listen? If I give this port number in my browser config settings, then only it will listen. You got it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever I give number here, I should give same number on the. So then only the communication link will happen. Otherwise, how it recording will happen? The recording won't happen, right? Okay. Yeah. So now, if you see here, test plan creation. On the test plan creation means whatever the script will record, right? That will come on a test plan. Okay. So JMeter one instance of JMeter will have only one test plan. Whatever you do, add, script, record, components, everything will come on a test plan only. Okay, only one test plan will be there. So it's saying test plan creation and the test plan content. So target controller. So where do you want to save your recordings APIs? Okay. So if you check the thread group, right, by default we have this recording controller from the template. Okay. So if I don't want to use that, I will simply select here. So I'll simply select wherever I want. I will just put thread group. So it will save the APIs under this thread group instead of recording controller. Okay. You can keep as it is, otherwise you can keep thread group as well if you don't want this recording controller. Okay. Next, grouping. Grouping means how do you want to separate your APIs? Because we will go multiple pages, multiple scenarios, right? So if you don't want to separate it at the recording, you don't know which API belong to which page. You will confuse because 100 APIs are there and you browse it to 4 pages. So how we will know each page has this particular of APIs? Because if you want to highlight the response times of page wise, you don't know that, right? So that's where grouping will come. So here we have 5 options. I'm using add separator between groups. This is nothing but by page to page it will divide it. Okay. So while trying in the home, right, you have to select other 4 and check what is happening.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's start. Okay. And this pop will help us to give the names as well. By default, JMeter will give some random numbers to the APIs. If you don't want, we can give this name as well. Okay. So we can give by the group wise and the transaction wise as well. Prefix means starting. I mean, it will happen something. Transaction names, complete name, it will override. Suffix means lost. Okay. We'll see that. So let's open first Firefox. Okay, let's go to settings.
Proxy.
Okay, proxy. So manual proxy, localhost 55. So that browser will listen to that JMeter. If you give any other port, right, it won't, I mean, it will listen to that particular port. There is no servers running, no, browser won't work. Okay, and you have to check always this option. Okay, and click on OK. Right. So we'll discuss about this option. Let's see what's basic recording first.
Okay.
Okay, so let's hit our website. Webload mpstore.com.
Web.
Yep. Yeah. So first thing, if you're able to see the data here means what is happening, it went through JMeter and internet, we got the data back. Correct. That's what it meant, right? If you see the data here. So if I check in my script, you can see it recorded everything.
Yeah.
So as we didn't given any names, no, that's why it's giving this random number to the script. Okay. So if I want to give, suppose I'll give some transaction name, home page. Okay, and if I execute again, see it was home page 59. Because again complete transaction name, so it will override. So if I give suffix and prefix, it will add the prefix only. See now home page prefix it came, and after that it came this one. Got it, right? So based on your preference, whatever the comfort you're recording, you see. Okay, and now let's go to from home page. Let's click on any product. Okay, we click on product page, right? We are on product page now. So if you check here, it's not responding state. Okay, Gmail itself close. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if you check, see now there is a dash, right? Observe separator, because we are moving page to page. That's why it is adding separator. Because I given add separator
We have
between
selected.
groups. So if I don't select anything, no, do not group sample means everything will be like this, 35 to 39. There is no separator. So put each group new controller means it will create one controller and add everything to that group, that controller group. Okay, just try in home other sections. Okay, so let's see.
Okay.
Now we'll stop and we'll check what we recorded. So if you take any website, right, that website, suppose we are using a webloadmpstore.com, but internally this website can have any other applications. Suppose like if they're using Google Metrics, na, they will have Google APIs. If they're using any ads, na, they will have ad APIs. Like anything, any application could be there. So in JMeter first, while you record that, right, you have to check what type of whether you record a web load store or not.
Okay.
See this web load, is this web load?
No.
Check the server name.
File. Ha.
Still not upload, right? So yeah, just check and you have to delete all these things.
Okay.
The incoming
Okay.
will come.
This is what I asked yesterday because waste data like it will come.
Yeah, by default sometimes it will come. So you have to simply check and delete it. So till this point, I will delete everything.
Okay.
Let's check again.
Push service dot no.
The incoming
Still no.
push. Yeah, we have to delete all these things. I'll show you how to avoid while time of recording, but let's see. Okay. So if you observe, these all numbers is same like that Firefox APIs only till this point. Because for we got index here. Let's check it here. This is also this is a home.
Yeah. No.
So till this point, we'll delete simply. So make sure while if you delete our application request right again, you won't understand what would be the issue. So while deleting this existing, maybe careful. Okay. So now we have, it's taking time to load. I'm not sure. Okay, web load, and you can see index page. Yeah, and we see the product page. Okay, and again Firefox, let's delete this. Okay, now we capture 3 APIs. Alright, home page, index page, product page. Make sure you should check server name first, cross check. Okay, so it means okay, our script has only our application related endpoint, so that we can while replaying it, right? If there is an error, then we have to careful. Otherwise, the other things may give error, so it's confusion. Okay, now got it right. But so if it is like small number of endpoints, no, this external, we can delete it. But if you have keep on getting like more and more and more, so we can't delete it, right? Manually. It's extra task for us. So to avoid that, we have a request filtering option.
Okay.
Request filtering option.
Filtering.
So by default, if you see the section URL patterns to exclude, they already given with the template. So by recording, it will skip all the endpoints with these domain names. Got it? So it should replace, it should avoid all these things. We got some, now we got settings thing, right? We need to add this one. So it will skip all the domains with these things. Because generally it has these things like Windows Update, Firefox, and our related application, right? We'll skip all these images section. We'll record only server calls. So that's why you don't record any images, this all files. Whereas UI, you'll see all the things. We are only capturing only server calls. Okay. Okay, all these things. So based on this condition, it will avoid it. Okay, right. It's clear, right? Simply we click on start, we'll give some number and we'll check it how much you want to do. And we'll go to Firefox and we'll give the settings and start recording.
Okay.
In the recording, if you have any issues, we'll add certificate if it's security issue. Okay. So now if I refresh this page, whether I will get this it will load or not.
I think proxy settings will go. No, now we will not have internet to our server. To our
Why?
system. because it is connected to JMeter proxy. So we can't work this without JMeter now.
So if I
We need to
refresh,
change again proxy settings to our system.
right? Yes. See, proxy service refusing connections because we stopped the JMeter. So what we'll do? We'll come to here. We'll put a system proxy and okay. And we'll refresh. And it's like normal now. Okay, so let's do full flow.
This proxy setting should be done only while recording JMeter. After that, it won't work.
After that, we will need to connect to the internet. Also, we want
Okay, Ravi.
Okay, so let's do our full flow now.
Okay.
Okay, let's settings on. Okay, we'll delete all these things. We'll start from the fresh.
Okay.
Again, go to recorder. Okay, setting third group, add separate button groups. Okay, and on the runtime, we'll do the transaction. Okay, click on OK. Okay, so first thing we'll hit is home. Okay, so let's put a prefix only so that it's easy to navigate home page. Okay, we are in the home page and let's check in JMeter. It got recorded in home page. We got it right. So next, what we'll do? We'll click on the product.
Another page.
Okay, so I'll just enter product. Okay, just click on any product. Then we'll check the record. Okay, we got product page. Okay, then we'll click on add to cart. So let's enter
add to cart.
Add to. Okay, so it is like there's some bug in the application. If you click on again cart, right, it works.
Okay.
Okay, right. So now what we do, we have to update the quantity. And I mean, sorry. See, JMeter will record only if it made any server details.
Yeah.
If you do any changes in the UI, right? So there is no server activity. So JMeter won't record it.
For example, if we have any, I mean, I'm talking in our application. If I have edit any product or delete, it will capture that time.
Product means continue.
For example, I'm talking about my application.
Okay.
Imagine if I have done any actions like edit, delete, uploading a document like that, will it capture that?
If it is server activity, it will capture it.
Okay.
Okay, let's give 6 here and check out, right? Before, so let's update it. Check out. Okay, click on check out. Oh, we didn't click on the update button here. Wow. So then it will make one server call. Okay, that's all. Oh, we didn't log in here. Okay, so now log in. Okay, let me give manually. Okay, some things. Log in. So we have to log in first after home page, no? I forget. That's fine. Okay, we logged in now. Okay, let's cart is empty. Let's click on cart again. Okay, it's empty. Okay, that's fine. Just click on log out. Okay, done. So once you're done with the flow, stop the recording because it may record any extra things. Okay, that's compulsory. So now we have recorded all the flows and we'll check here. Now again we have to cross verify. First thing is whether are we recording any external websites. So just check our name and just click on down arrow. So we'll quickly go to the each endpoint.
Okay.
Web load. 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 Okay, so now everything is in web load. It is not regarding any external websites. Right. So now let's save the script. This is compulsory because sometimes if due to any things, right? If you lost your JMeter means again you have to do a lot of things. So always advisable to save whenever you're done with the script. Okay. So now, we have recorded script, right? So once now we'll check what we'll check. We'll rerun the script and we'll check whether everything is a proper record or not. So in a JMeter, the output of your running script will be displayed on view registry. This is the only component where you will check our output. Whatever executed, right? This is the only component you will check here. Give the output.
Please next.
Right. So let's click on already saved, right? Let's click on run.
Run.
Okay. So this is ever replayed output. Okay. So just click on first endpoint. So these are like APIs. So home API, product API, add to cart, kind of APIs are there. Okay. And this video registry have 3 sections. Sample result, request, response. Sample result, nothing but it will display all our performance metrics. Okay. And request is what we being sent to the server.
Okay.
So this is how the JMeter will record and it will frame in this format and you have to check whether there is any mistakes or not.
Okay.
Okay, and then you will see request word, request address. In the request part. And the same again response tab.
Response.
Response body and response center. So if you see, this is a raw data. I told you, right? So it will display the raw data, then browser will render it. Same way now, how do I know that whether I have recorded a proper one or not? So I need some confirmation, right? So by default, it's a raw data. That's why you can't see. So here, if you check, we have options. If you just click on the text option, you will see how do you want to convert your output.
HTML.
So we get HTML is there, browser is there. Just put a browser. HTML, anything is fine.
Okay. Here we need to get that picture.
Yeah. So actually, my sister is not responding. So it's taking time.
Here in this box, we need to get our web page picture.
Yes. Whatever you saw in the browser, we should get same thing there.
Okay. I think I tried this with my web browser, but I didn't get the picture. I will try.
Otherwise, just go with HTML first.
Okay.
Let me put HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that here. Okay, so this is what we expected. Correct. So home page is proper. Okay, so just give me 1 second. Let me check why this is not responding. I'm getting a lot. You can see, right? The exceptions is increasing.
A log, huh?
So something is wrong with the tool. That's why it is not responding quickly. So,
wrong with the tool in this in JMeter.
I mean, yeah, in the JMeter, something wrong happened, went wrong. So let me check. I mean, if any certificate, any jars, any Java, it could be anything. So going non-responding every second.
Jar.
Cannot open the jar. Let me do one thing. Let me close this. Okay, I can see the errors here as well. Maximum resources being outstanding resource lock detected. Okay. And pointer exception. Maximum support which match locks. Okay, heap space. Okay, let's do this. Let's edit this file. So we have to be understood at errors as well. Okay, whenever you're getting a script errors.
Okay.
Okay, you can see, right? So right now, JMeter is depend on the Java. So like when we select next contest with threads group, that's where I will tell you how it will create the user load. So what happens? No, JMeter will take memory in my system and it will create the threads, and the threads will help us to run with the different users for load testing. Okay, so if my system is 8 GB RAM, this machine is 8 GB RAM, and if you want to test for 100 users, it will work because you have memory to create the 100 users. But if it's running 1 lakh users, right, you can't run with JMeter because to run the 1 lakh users, it needs some 1 lakh threads. So it can't create 1 lakh threads from your 8 GB RAM. So that is JMeter will throw at the time out of memory error, socket close kind of errors it will throw because there is no memory to create the thread. So by default, right now, if you see here, by default, JMeter is using 1 GB, 1 GB. Okay, suppose you have 64 GB machine RAM. Okay, so that you can have more number of load, right, than 8 GB machine. At that time, you can update the number here. Suppose I give 3 only because it's 8 GB. But if 64 GB, right, we can give like around 40, 50 GB also. So that it will accommodate more memory, it will can create more users.
Okay.
Okay, so let's save and restart. Could not resolve. Okay, so now again, this is also another error because I have given the entry, but it's not able to take it. Okay, so let's give 2 there. Could not enough space for. So again, this is based on Java versions as well. So interview, this will help you because interview they will ask this kind of questions.
Okay.
Okay, how much memory we left? Yes, details. Do we check that? Huh. Oh, so right now 4 GB already using. That's why it's not able to do anything. Okay. That's fine. So let's open JMeter. Let's give one only.
Ravi, in command prompt, it's showing error, right? And it's asking press any key to continue. If we press any key, then Apache this UI will open.
No, any key continues, just close this command prompt. So now I updated to 1, that's why it opened back. But I will check it why this was not happening properly. See, again we got the errors. Immediate 197. Subject, extension, signer do not match. Blah 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 blah. Error filtering, bounces, signer information does not match signature. Okay, ignore it. I will check it offline. Okay. let's go to our script. So which already saved, right? Then I can say in the open recent.
Okay.
Just click on
Recording.
record. Okay. So let's again. So once we close, right, it will be a blank your output. So again run it.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll change the text to now just put HTML only.
Okay.
So it will take much resources than compared to browser. Okay. So if you click on home page and this is what I'm expected. So the HTML, right, it kind of like this. Okay. So now when I click on product page, it is like a product, it is plain product or not. When you click on add to cart, cart is empty. Again, we click on second time, right? For this function application, you can see the cart. So, but there is a, you can see there is no login. Okay. So again, you click on product page and again checkout. So now it's asking please login to continue. Okay. So we click on login page and we got the login and we enter the credentials and we got some error. So you enter credentials and you can see error, right? Just do not match. And you click on checkout. Again, it's asking to continue. So what happened? Even though you enter credentials, it didn't work. So whenever there's error, right, kind of dependency error, then we should resolve this error. Then only we should check these things, because due to this error, other dependency APIs may fail. So we'll get confusion to debug all the errors. So it's always advisable check the error of the particular API and go to next step.
Okay.
Okay. So now we got the error. Why error is showing some session do not match? So this is a correlation. So this is a learning application. That's why we have this given error. But in general, if something wrong with your correlation or logins, right, it will redirect to your home page.
Okay.
Or it will display some generic error, which won't select session do not match kind of error.
Some validation message.
Yeah. So this is a learning application. That's why they're given like this. But in the real time, it will go to home page or it will get simply login failed, kind of.
Okay.
Okay. So now why it is failed? Why it is failed? Because even though you are giving username, correct password, it is failing. Why? Because, so let's go to that blog which I shared you yesterday. So did you understand anything from that blog?
Frankly speaking, just basic I understood.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because I haven't tried it practically, right? I have to do parallelly my work and I need to learn this new thing.
Oh, okay. Correlation. Okay. So what happens, right? Let's go to so by default,
this picture I understood.
this picture understood, right? So before that, let's understand session IDs. So what session ID is for? The session ID is for the security purpose.
Okay.
Because what happens now in around 2005 and 2006, if around is that time, if someone shared you Facebook page link or Facebook image to share or to view it, right? So they will share the link, na? Right now, if you say facebook.com/ some image could be there. So at that time, in the URL itself, everything will be there. The username, password, all the things will be there. Okay. So wherever user will enter, then only it will log in and it will give it. So while sharing it, right? So in the URL itself, everything is there. So if someone has good knowledge and kind, so they can log into their account, the person who shared, because at that time there is no sessions concept. So there is proper authentication. So people use it to like that. So now what happens these days when you log in, it will generate one session ID from the server, and this session ID will be storing in your browser to track you.
Okay.
So if you copy the link and you share it someone else, right, the session ID will automatically expire. So that the particular user has to log in again.
Okay.
So it won't give you like it will give only kind of read access, even though you share the link to someone kind of. So that's why sessions are very good for us for a security purpose. And again, after some time, it will be inactive, right? Session will log off automatically. So in most of the cases, we forget. So it will add better only, right? So the same way, this is the session here. So what is happening while we recording we send the login name, username, password. So again, server will generate one token ID, and the token ID will be stored in the browser. First example. So whatever you do, right, whatever you send a request, it will go along with the session ID, so that server will check it. I mean, cross verify it. Okay, it's a proper session ID or not. If it's proper session ID, then only it will allow the login.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will block the login, even though your username password is right.
Okay.
Okay. So what's happening? So why it is waiting? So now second time while replaying now, what is happening? Again, we are hitting the endpoint, right? So again, server will give XYZ. This time new value, because every time it will give a new value whenever hit the application. Okay. So but we are storing we are storing with the old value ABC, and we are sending that one on.
Okay.
Because this is the value which you record at the time of recording ABC.
Okay.
Okay. And so server is expecting XYZ.
New one.
A new value, but
Not
we are sending
previous.
old value. So that's why it won't allow authentication, because it will think like server that someone has doing something kind of thing. So what could be server will think someone has picked up this session ID and they try to log in. Correct. So session ID, if you session ID, everything will have, you can log in easily. So but server is expecting new value, but you're sending old value. That's why it will show you error as session do not match. So it's not allowed to log in there. Okay, right. So what could be solution now? So whatever server is generating, it could be a z, whatever the value, we need to store that value and we need to send back to server. So then only server will allow the login and it will work. Okay. So by default, browser is taking care of these things. Okay. But in our JMeter, we have to do on each and everything on our own. It's not like browser to do automatically. So whatever you say, JMeter will do that one. So so we didn't mention anything, right, regarding. So we just recorded and replayed. All right. So first thing, which API is failed? At login PHP 95, it failed. So go to here and check. So you have to find out which is the session ID, which is the dynamic value, which creating this problem. Okay, now check here. So login, username and password, which we are given. So there is no issue. And even submitted the buttons. And if you check, this is the only dynamic value. Generally, this correlation will be these dynamic values only, most of the times. So you have to figure out what is the exact value which is looking for. So this is a session ID. So here is learning application, right? That's why they given session ID. But in general, it's not like that. It could be correlation ID, it could be J session ID, it could be any name they will give.
Token ID.
Token, anything name. So we have to identify how to pick up for which value. That's the first task. So generally, it is failed at this point, right? So you have to check this API only. So what data we're sending and what could be the dynamic value which you're looking for. So now you can see clearly this is a dynamic value and clearly it says session ID. Right. Yeah. So this is a value which we capture at the time of recording. That's why now we are running right and we are sending this value. So that's why it's failing. So now how to do that? Now we need to capture the first server generated value, right? So server generated values always be in the responses.
Okay.
Response, who will give the response? Server. So all this type of dynamic IDs generated from server will be in the response.
Okay.
Okay. So before this API, this is 95, right? Before this API, it could be any of these responses. The session ID. So we have to check all the response of the session ID.
Okay.
So then we'll capture it and we'll send it to this one. Okay. So let's go to where this in this place only, right? We see the responses. So just check from 94 first. Okay. And make it did you see any session ID here? No, right? Because it is a UI. So whenever doing this correlation, right, you have to change the text. So to check all the data and simply search for session ID. See, we got the session ID. See, this is a value. So let's remember 4F2 7 2 to 7C, right? So let me run again. So I won't clear so that we can compare. So let me run it again. So let's click on 94 and again search session.
It will change, right?
So it changed. So every time if you hit application, it will give always a new value.
Okay.
Suppose if I copy this value, does it work? If I paste and run it?
No.
No, right? Because again, it expected new value.
New value.
Correct. Control C, 95, and simply. So it won't work. So I don't have to run. You understood? Why it won't work? Because again, it will get a new value.
Every time it will generate a new value.
And so can we pass manually from that new value to old value here? No, right? We can't do manually. So then that's why we use the regular expression extractor. Okay, so generally most of the applications, right, in a browser also, it is a kind of dynamic. So whoever the user enter, they need to pass that username to inside the script. So yeah, so if I given any Word document and if I ask you to search by name Ravi, you can search it because you know what the string you need to compare. But if I say it starts with R, it's 4-letter word, can you search it? No, right? We can't search. So that's a place where you will have regular expressions. Whenever you have a common pattern, whenever you have any common pattern and you want to look the word, so you can use the regular expressions. So this is very important for it because it will help us anytime in our applications or lifetime. Because this is a place where without knowing the word, we can figure the value. So this is kind of this only, right? We know the pattern. So if you observe, all this, the value to left side is fixed and right side also fixed. Between the value changing.
Value is getting changed.
Yes. So this is one of the pattern, right? You know, left value changing, right value is like fixed, middle value changing. This is a pattern. So now I can write a regular expression for this to pick up that value.
Okay.
Okay. So before that, we need to understand what is regular expressions. And here we'll freeze this. We found the value in 94. Okay.
94.
Right. Yeah, 94 response. So before that, let's understand. Okay. So there is a lot of websites. So you can follow any website for that. I follow regex. Follow this website, very easy for me. Regex. Regexer. So you also need follow. Just understood what is regular expression.
Okay.
So what is it? See, this is a common expression where it pick up all the words. What it say? It's a group and it says that the letter should be A to Z and /W is a word. Now you don't understand this is starting, right? So let's see. So general regular expression is nothing but Okay, if I give slash W, so it will highlight all the words. W means word. Okay, so what I'm saying expression that it should pick up all the words. If we give D, so it will highlight all the numbers. Let me write one number here. See, highlighted number.
Okay.
Right. So kind of there is a lot of things to learn, but right now, as for the in the geometry purpose, we should know 3 or 4 basics on.
Okay.
But it's better to have all the knowledge. But as of now, you should have basic knowledge, right? So if you go to cheat sheet here, you can see all the things available. Okay, just go through this cheat sheet 1 hour at a time. Okay, so in our case, what is the point? In our case, left and right side of the value is fixed, right? Okay, so let's give a name equal to Ravi, and the value is there, right? So what I can do, right? I can write a universal expression such that whenever our left and right side is fixed.
Okay.
Okay, so let's copy this expression value. Okay, and simply update or replace this our required value with brackets dot plus question mark. See it highlighted, right? If you observe group 1 equal to RVI, see it captured Ravi, group 1. Let me copy this and I will give some more. JMate. See it captured. What is happening? So whatever the value it is capturing that value. So you don't have to learn slash W slash D group, nothing. Whenever your left side and right side is fixed. Okay. So now understood, right? Just remember what are the value required, replace with bracket dot plus question mark. It's like group. We are representing group between the double quotes.
I need to practice this.
Okay. Okay. Then we'll stop for today and continue again.
Okay.